Hey, welcome to Tech Vibe. My name is Ryan O'Connor. On the show this week, we chat to Justin Stanford, who's an investor, he's an angel, and he's an entrepreneur. Roll that into one, you have an entrepreneur who's an angel investor. We also test Parrot A.R Drone, but first, as always, let's have a look at the news. In your news, Google's Android may finally provide a worthy adversary to top Apple's Siri. Codenamed Majel, the new system will supplant Android's current system, Voice Actions, early in 2012. The new technology promises to interpret your everyday voice language instead of relying on voice syntax. If you're running Windows Mobile 7.5, beware the hack. Phones running Microsoft's newly released Windows Phone 7.5 mobile operating system can have their messaging services knocked offline by a third party of malevolent text messages. Independent security researcher claimed there isn't much more info that has been released at this stage. Very spooky indeed. And in the sweet twist of irony, Microsoft is capitalizing on a recent Android malware scam by giving away free Windows phones to 5 Android users with the worst malware horror stories. Ben Rudolph, Microsoft's Windows Phone evangelist, announced the contest on Twitter using the hashtag #DroidRage. Microsoft followed Rudolph's lead and publicized the contest on its official Twitter feed. That was your news. Now on to our guest today. He is an angel investor, which basically means that he helps out startup companies. He's also an entrepreneur by nature. He is Justin Stanford. Tell us about the big barriers that prevent startup companies from accessing capital.
Well, I think obviously there isn't a lot of risk capital floating around here in South Africa, but I think broadly it probably boils down to education. The preparedness of the entrepreneur and understanding how the financing landscape actually works. Right. In the US, you see the guys are very well educated, they're up to speed, they know what to say, who to talk to, and how to do it.
Okay. How do you gauge which idea, which entrepreneur is deserving of, investment?
Like I say, it's normally more of a black art, it's not really a science, but I think for us, in our philosophy anyways, it's more down to what we call the jockey, than the horse. So you definitely got to pick the right people first and foremost, and then the idea comes second. So we look for the kind of people that are really committed and very, very passionate about what they're doing, that have domain expertise in the area that they want to go into, and that show an ability to execute on the idea. Sure. That they can demonstrate that they can actually do it better than the next team. Okay.
Obviously, angel investors, you've got a vision for these entrepreneurs in terms of what it is you're offering them. What is government's approach to it? Are they looking at this going, this is something that we can help out, we can get involved with, or have they been kind of taking a backseat to the...
Whenever I've engaged with them, they've been pretty interested in it, but I think for them it's so small, and it's very much sort of a niche, this technology investing thing. I've tried to show them how, in Silicon Valley it's become virtually a huge chunk of the GDP of the US over 30 years. But I think it's got a long way to grow still before it really falls on their radar. They've got much bigger issues on their mind right now.
Okay. Do you find the age-old scenario where you go out for drinks with people, and as soon as people start having a couple of drinks, they've got a million ideas on companies that are going to make them loads and loads of money, only to kind of be hit by that sober reality the next day that there's a hell of a lot of work actually going into putting something like that together?
Yeah. You hear, I talk about the idea cooked up around a braai, and everybody says, well, that would be a good idea. Someone should do that.
Yeah.
You do get that a lot,
okay.
And often it's not very well thought through. And also, those kind of ideas usually seem to be brought up by people who have no expertise in that actual area,
right.
Which immediately kind of, makes it questionable in terms of being a backable proposition.
Okay. Do your homework, that's what you're saying. People that are watching this would like to start something, they would like to get an idea of theirs off the ground. What kind of signing boards are there in terms of where they can take these ideas of theirs?
So there's an agency called the South African Venture Capital Association, SAVCA. They've got a website. It maintains a list of current venture capitalists.
Okay.
There's also the Silicon Cape Initiative, which is pretty good at networking angel investors, VCs, and entrepreneurs. And like you said, most importantly, I'd say do your homework, okay. Be well prepared, understand the space, and understand how venture financing works, so that you can talk the talk and be ready to present, what is going to be looked for.
Fantastic. I've got this great idea for a Tech Vibe show, Intuitions Vibe TV. I don't know if it'll work.
I'm not so sure. I heard that the people running it are questionable themselves.
Little dodge. Justin, thank you very much for joining us.
It's a pleasure.
This week's gadget is the AR drone from Parrot, AR standing for augmented reality. It's a quadcopter and one of the coolest gadgets in town. 2 cameras, one on the front, one under the belly of the beast. Live video stream straight to your iPhone, iPod Touch, iPad or Android phone. This is an amazing device. Battery life's rather good. I've been playing around with this for quite some time. It really is nimble, for unidirection, pretty simple to operate, and the most important thing, for just 3,500 Rand, this is available at digicape.co.za. And that's a wrap of Tech Vibe for this week. A reminder to check out our sponsors down below, pxsoftware.co.za. Till next time, take care. Who's an entrepreneur, he's an angel, he's an investor, he's a smooth operator. Smooth operator.
Kaspersky Hybrid Protection. The best of both worlds. Now available in Kaspersky Internet Security 2012 and Kaspersky Antivirus 2012.